JBs are back. It's time for Buffy and Angel. Well, really Angel first. But what a week it was. We saw Wesley kidnap Angel's baby and then get his throat slashed. And then Holtz took it to another dimension. We saw fucking Xander and Anya fail to get married. We met his whole family for the first time. And the suggestion that Anya could become a vengeance demon again. All kinds of crazy shit.
And Spike brought a skank to the wedding.
I know, what a whore. But an eventful week in the Sunny Dell verse. And let's bring in Logan, who you just heard, to talk about it. Watching for the first time. Logan, how was this week for you? Are you doing okay?
No, I'm not okay. I hope that darkness falls over Xander Harris. That's all that I have to say.
Yeah, fair enough.
But he probably made the right choice.
You really think so? I was pretty mad at Xander. I get mad at Xander every time I watch this episode.
Me too, but marriage is tough. A lot of it ends in divorce.
I know, but like
or
the
murder.
fact that you were like gonna get married and then like just a fake suggestion by a guy who's seeking vengeance on your fiance, like that's able to put you off. But I mean, he
Xander
does
didn't
say,
know that though.
Well, he finds out.
He finds out, but he didn't know when he left.
I know.
And then when he left, he had the afternoon to think about it. And that was too much at that point.
And he's been stressing from the beginning. Let's face it. Remember when he didn't want to tell anybody that they were engaged? There's a reason for that.
Yeah, I guess I didn't think too deep into it.
Yeah, I think about it every time.
I think it was like a timing thing. You want it to be the perfect time, and he noticed it was the perfect time when she was acting like a goofball in the magic box.
I know, but they're 20 years old. I mean, he is anyway.
She's 200.
Yeah, she's a millennial. She finally sees the light at the end of the tunnel here. But he's like, remember the song "I'll Never Tell" from the musical?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's expressing these doubts in that song.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, she was too, though. I think a little bit,
but she's ready. She's ready ultimately.
She was. I love the speech she gives in this episode. Like, I wasn't even human a couple years ago, and now I know all about love. Isn't that cool?
Yeah. It's beautiful.
It really was, yeah.
All right.
Remember when I hated her speech in the body? I was like, why do we need Anya's speech?
Yeah, you mean one of the greatest monologues in TV history? Yeah, I remember when you didn't like
it.
That
Came right after one of Buffy's best monologues. I was like, why are we doubling up on this touching monologues? That's fine.
I don't know. I love that.
I know.
No one will tell me. No one will explain to me why.
You're probably more right than me. It's okay.
I mean, there's no right or wrong. You feel how you feel.
Wow, never heard you say that before. I thought you were usually like, my way is the right way.
In most cases, I feel that way, but I do think that like when you're just analyzing a TV, like a long running TV show, it's open to interpretation. It's what hits you and what doesn't.
And I'll watch it again and come around. So
probably. All right. Angel, though. We're starting with Angel.
That's right.
All right, because that aired a night
Wesley
before.
died. That was crazy.
Nuts. All right. So March 4th, 2002 was when this aired. The number one song in America was Ain't It Funny by Jennifer Lopez featuring Ja Rule. I didn't remember the song, so I queued it up. Still kind of didn't remember it, but I guess it was a big hit. The Image Awards were that night. That's the Black People Awards.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And basically, it looked like every movie category was a fight between Ali and Training Day.
Okay.
And Ali took home Best Picture, but Training Day took home Best Actor, of course, Denzel Washington. And I noticed Best Actress was Halle Berry in Swordfish. So she got an award for showing them boobs. Um, all right, and we got the number one movie in America. We Were Soldiers.
Okay.
That was a war movie with Mel Gibson. I think it's one of those movies though where like everyone who is in it is like famous now.
But they weren't then.
Yeah, like it was all like young guys playing soldiers and shit. But
That's
now they're
like
all
kind of you go back and watch Saving Private Ryan.
all of
Like
them are
it's
like
like Vin
that, dude.
Diesel and like Giovanni is Giovanni Ribisi in it. There's like a bunch of like
Yeah,
maybe
Giovanni
he was
Ribisi
famous.
is
I don't know.
Jeremy Davies. There's tons of people, but I'm looking at the cast of this. We Were Soldiers now. It's got Clark Gregg. It's got Barry Pepper, who I
Well,
think was also in Saving Private Ryan.
yeah, I think so too.
Kerry Russell was in there. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And how about this? Playing John Hamm, a young John Hamm. All right. And but two Buffy and Angel actors in this movie playing Second Lieutenant Henry Herrick, Mark Blucas.
Hell yes. I was wondering which ones.
All right, Mark Blucas showed up in We Were Soldiers, as well as playing diplomatic spook. I don't know what the fuck that means, but Keith Zarabajka, who plays Holtz.
Mm. All right, that's very cool.
Yeah. Oh wow, it's also got a young Taylor Momsen.
I don't know.
What? You don't know Taylor Momsen?
I don't think so.
How dare you? She's little Jenny Humphreys from Gossip Girl. Now she's in a punk rock band called the Pretty Reckless.
Oh yeah. How dare
She's,
I not know her?
no, she's cool, man. Are you kidding me? She made the full transition from like Gossip Girl icon to legitimate punk rock singer.
Leighton Meester almost did that. She had a song once.
Oh, but it wasn't. It was a pop song, like
I know.
any. Like Jenny Humphreys in like a legitimate rock and roll band now. Like they open for like the Foo Fighters or whoever.
Yeah, I've heard
I
of
don't
him.
know. Anyway, she was also one of the little munchkins in How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah. All right. Let's and the number two movie in America, 40 Days and 40 Nights. So our attitudes towards sex at the time these episodes were airing were very weird.
Wait, she is Cindy Lou Who from the.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my God. You could have just told me that. I knew she turned into like a punk rocker.
What?
I knew that Cindy Lou Who turned into a punk rocker. So
Oh.
if you had just told me it was Cindy Lou Who from the, I would have known. Instead
I
of
thought
going
you
down
meant
the,
you always knew. Like you saw how the Grinch Stole Christmas as a kid, and you were like, that girl's gonna be a punk rocker someday.
I feel like one of the first times I saw it, I had heard that.
Huh.
That wasn't a big movie for me growing up.
I mean, me neither, but I saw it in theaters because I was a big
Not
Jim
me.
Carrey guy. Um, 40 Days, 40 Nights, of course. He gets raped at the end of that movie.
Who does?
Josh Hartnett. The whole thing in that movie. Have you
Oh
ever seen
yeah.
it?
No, I forgot he's in that and 30 Days of Night though. That's
Oh
crazy.
yeah. Josh Hartnett. He gives up coming for Lent. All
Right.
right. He's this big man whore, and he's like, I'm not gonna come for all 40 days and 40 nights. And that includes masturbation. All right. So, but then he's at the laundromat one night, and Shannon So Salmon is there.
Shannon,
Remember
Shannon, so salmon.
her? Yeah, banana phantom for famine. Uh, and he falls in love with her. He's like, "Oh my god, now I'm finally in love." So instead of just like giving up this pledge and like fucking her, or just telling her like I gave up sex for Lent, we could fuck after, he keeps it a secret from her and just acts like a real weirdo. All right. And but then at the end of the movie, his ex ties him up to a bed and fucks him so that he doesn't complete the 40 days and 40 nights. And Shannon So Salmon walks in on it. And even though he's clearly getting raped, she's mad. She gets mad at him for cheating.
Does he
But don't,
finish?
he does finish, yes. But they end up together.
Shannon Fofanon?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. Don't worry about it.
Damn, that ex-girlfriend's a hater.
I know. I know. What an epic film. Well, they were all trying to do it. I remember that was part of the movie was like the people at his job like found out he was doing this. And so all the boys were betting on it. And all the girls were like, well, I'm going to get him to fuck me.
All right. So this is like a real. He created No Nut November,
He did.
but he extended it a little bit.
Right, right. If this movie was
Extended
made
edition.
today, it would be called No Nut November. It's
Redux.
actually kind of amazing they haven't done that.
Yeah, you're right about that. It's
Yeah.
coming. It's coming. No
Well,
pun
it won't be.
intended.
It won't be for
Yeah, no.
about 30 days. Yeah. All right. So this episode of Angel,
You're totally right though. That has to be a movie coming out.
it's because we don't make sex comedies anymore.
I can picture the guy who made Another Round. What if he makes a No Nut November movie? I've never seen
There's
Another
no
Round,
way.
but I feel like he could do it.
No, that wouldn't be it at all. It would be some silly comedy. It would be like that movie. Remember Hall Pass?
Right.
Yeah, they just don't make movies like that anymore.
No. Closest we get is like Bottoms, but that's so smart.
Yeah, I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but like we don't really do mainstream comedy anymore. There's like
It's a
3 a
bad thing.
year.
I don't
Yeah,
like it.
it's not a good thing. All right. David Greenwalt wrote this episode. He's our co-creator, so it's an important one. And it was directed by Terrence O'Hara. This is actually Terrence O'Hara's first episode of Angel. He's like an old school director guy. Died a couple years ago, cancer. R.I.P. But he goes on to direct like 6 or 7 episodes, and this is the first. So he'll be with us for a while. I feel like he always directs like important ones where fucked up shit happens.
Okay.
Anyway, that's it. Let's this episode's called Sleep Tight. Let's hear Logan's thoughts on it.
Okay. I feel like this is another one like was it last week where we got the title early on in the episode?
Oh
Loyalty.
yeah.
Is that one? We got this one
Yeah.
early on too. There was a moment. But we meet Kim. Lauren has a friend, Kim.
Yeah, she's singing a song.
Yeah. They go way back. She was like supposed to be a nurse and he met her and was like, you have a beautiful voice. You should be a singer. She was like, all right. So that's what she does now. I don't know. Our
I
Fred and
thought it was
Gunn.
bad advice from Lauren, by the way.
Why? She's a
You
nice
know,
singer.
she was in medical school.
Right. Finish. Go ahead and finish.
Go get your degree, and then like you could pursue music. But she's not a good enough singer where I'd be like, it's not like she starts singing and she's like Amy Winehouse, and you're like, oh, you need to be a singer. What the fuck are you doing? Like she has a nice voice.
You're right. Bad advice there. But Fred and
Bad
Gunn,
advice
are they
from
are they going to move away? They're talking about which one's better. Which one would be a better location for them, Texas or California?
Yeah. Yeah. Gunn thinks Texas hates the black man. He's probably right.
Yeah, he's probably right about that. But Fred's like trying to get him killed. She's like, no, they don't. You'll be fine there. And then they move there, and he gets killed. That'd be terrible.
Wow, what a tragic ending for Gunn that would be.
And he was right all along. That'd be cool
Yeah.
for him. No, it wouldn't be. But Wesley says
His last words are "told you so."
I told you so. That's my biggest fear. I feel like that's gonna happen. Where like, turns out I'm right about something, but also I'm dead.
That's amazing. Even in your fantasies of dying, you're right about something.
Which is why I think that's how I'm gonna die. Like, it's just what happens. So Wesley's like, Connor, I'm gonna take him to the park. That'll be fun. And Angel's like, all right, maybe some other time, maybe later. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm every time I watch this episode, like, because when he first suggests it, it seems pretty like nothing, but I'm like, oh, what a
Yeah.
tragic thing. I'm like,
Was he
all
in the
right.
park when he gets his neck cut?
He is, man.
Oh, wow. So
I
Kim,
think he's
she's
in the park that he describes. Like they set it up in this episode. There's a park across the street from his apartment, and they show him like leaving his apartment with the baby, and like he's about to get into his car, and then he sees Justine. And I think that's the park that's across the street from his house.
yeah, it's a good call. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think you're right about that. But Kim turns into this big demon monster, and the credits come on. And Kim has a big story how she was in a band, and the band are all wraithers. Wraithers are demons that can turn into humans, but for a short period of time, not very
right.
long.
They're
So,
playing industrial music.
yeah, so we go visit those guys and we kill them all. I liked Angel at one point. He threw a guy, but he like ripped his arm off at the same time.
Yeah, well, Angel's going crazy at this point. He's drinking the human blood of his own son. We don't know that yet, but that's why he's acting so insane.
Yeah, when they were putting it together, I felt stupid. I was like, why didn't I think of that? Because I was like, oh, because they have the blood. Oh, obviously, but I didn't think
They
ahead
do.
about
They
it.
show him every time he's in the hotel in this episode. Before that happens, they show him drinking blood. Like
I
they
told you
really.
last week, before I even knew about this, there's the moment where Wesley's leaving, and Angel's like, Wesley, come talk with me for a little bit, and he's drinking blood in that scene. I thought it was just like a funny
Ooh,
moment that he's drinking blood,
no, they're
but
setting it up.
yeah, clear setup, yeah. But then we get a moment with Holtz where Wesley comes in to talk to Holtz, and Holtz is like, "You have one day to save Connor, and if you don't do it, then I'm gonna step in." So that's the plan, basically. I guess I don't know.
I think the
Lorne.
plan is always to step in, though.
By the way, I want to say, I bet this little baby playing Connor loves Lorne. Like he's never seen anybody like Lorne in that makeup. So he like anytime Lorne's around, he's probably like, "Holy shit, what is going on right now?" You know what I'm talking about?
You mean the real like
The
in real
real
life?
baby is probably like, "Whoa, what is that?"
I'd love to know what that baby's up to now.
Yeah, you could probably
He's
look it up.
probably in his 20s.
Is he on the IMDb as an actor, little baby Connor?
I'm not sure.
I haven't looked at it.
I'll
But
check it out.
oh, we all show up after we kill the Wraithers. Whatever. Angel gets really annoyed. He breaks the glass of blood against the wall, and it starts like dripping
Yeah.
down the wall. I guess
Yeah,
that's when we discover
and
it.
then they're like, "You're going nuts. Maybe we should test this blood." So
Yeah,
like, Fred scrapes some of it off the wall.
yeah. Blood looked pretty cool. Whatever they did to make blood was cool.
Yeah,
It looked like real juicy, real like, sticky. I don't know.
yeah.
But so Wesley, he's like walking home from Holtz's place, and he sees like a little boy run up to like, "Daddy, you're home from work." That was a pretty funny moment. And then Justine pops out from behind a tree, and she's like, "Wesley, what are you doing?" But then Holtz also pops out from behind a tree. Like they were all eavesdropping on each other. It was crazy. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh,
we
don't Google about where the baby is. There's so much
okay.
spoilers.
Okay.
All right.
Uh, and we learned that it's samples of Connor's blood. Dun dun dun.
Well,
So
that's why. Remember, we saw them steal that blood.
right.
And that's why.
That's what I was saying earlier. Like I felt dumb I didn't put it together because it felt.
Oh, yeah.
But like as soon as it happened, I was like, oh my god, Jesus Christ. But so we go visit Lila. Lila's like one of my favorite characters. She's just like always drinking her sorrows away. It's pretty cool. I mean, it's not cool, but I like her character kind of. But she's like at a bar, and she can like smell Angel, or she can like feel him.
She
When
can
he's
just sort of
around.
sense them. Yeah.
Yeah, she's like has a. She says she's like a cat or something. I don't know. And Angel, I thought this was funny. He orders a drink on her tab. He's like, put it on her tab. Did he drink it? Can he drink alcohol?
Yeah, he can.
He can. Does it
Yeah.
taste good? Does he get drunk? Can Angel get drunk?
I don't know. Have
Have we
we
ever
seen
seen
Angel
Angel
drunk before? I'm trying to remember.
Maybe like fake drunk. I don't think we've ever seen him drunk.
Yeah, you're right. We saw him pretend to be drunk in the pilot of Angel. Remember when he follows like Sawyer from Lost out into the
Yes. Sawyer
yeah.
from Lost, of course. He's like the first guy we see in Angel.
I know.
Sawyer from Lost. But there's also the Ramon where he's like pretending to be hypnotized. That's a little bit like pretending to be drunk, but he's really himself. The Shroud of
Oh
Ramon
yeah, good point.
episode.
Yeah.
That's a I
Weird
forget
one.
a lot about that episode. Anyway, so Lila, whatever. Sajan shows up. He's like jealous. Like you're dating Angel, not me, Lila. What's up with that? Uh, I don't know what's going on with him. He's funny, I guess. And
He
then we go.
sees. Well, I mean that's a really compelling scene
He's
because Angel's like, "Who the fuck are you?" Like this whole time, we're like, we know Sajan has this sort of blood feud with Angel, like where he's the one who brings Holt back so that he can kill Angel, and we don't know why. We don't know what the story is with Sajan, and now we see Angel meet Sajan, and Angel doesn't know who Sajan is either.
right. We still don't know Sajan's whole deal. Why he
No,
wants
no
this.
one does.
Yeah, yeah. I guess I don't really think too much about that. But anyway, so Wesley goes back to the hotel. He's gonna go pick up Connor for the night, and he's sort of gonna steal him. But then Lauren comes out. He's like, "What are you doing, Wesley?" He's like, "Oh, no big deal." And then Wesley starts to hum. Well,
Mm,
it's such a
fatal
dumb decision.
mistake.
Why did
Yeah,
he do that? Doesn't he know?
he just wasn't thinking.
That's horrible. That was like actually a terrible job. But Lauren is like, whoa, he like can read his mind, like what's gonna happen. And so they get into a big fight. Wesley knocks Lauren out. It's pretty cool. He could have killed him,
Yeah,
honestly. It was pretty
he hits
crazy
him
hit.
pretty fucking hard. Yeah,
Yeah, probably might have given him CTE. I just finished the McMahon documentary last night.
yeah.
And this is when it happens, I guess, right here. He says, "Sleep tight, big guy." So maybe it was over like later on. He said that.
Mm,
I don't know. Did that happen here? I wrote sleep tight, big guy.
I don't remember.
Maybe it happened twice. I thought it happened early on in the episode. Maybe I'm wrong. But Angel comes in. He's like, Wesley, before you leave, can you look up Sajan? And but Wesley's like, I have better books at my house. I'll look them up there. That was like
Yeah,
a Angel's like a crazy boss. This is like nighttime. Let him go home. Why are you making him look up
I
shit?
agree.
Why can't
Yeah,
Angel
come
do that?
on. He's on the way out. Well, I think part of it's also that like Angel is sort of,
Onto him?
no, I don't think onto him at all. But I think like it's Connor going away for a night for the first time ever, and Angel's feeling weird about it.
Mm, yeah, I don't know. But Fred and Gunn show up. They got food. Apparently, Fred ate 2 hoagies. She's trying to like fatten herself up, apparently. Or I guess it was a thing in that other, she can eat whatever she wants and never gain weight, they said.
Yeah.
Um, and then the Holtz shows up. There's like a big army. Everybody fights. Lauren sings a big high note at one point. I thought it was pretty beautiful. Um, Holtz runs away. I don't know. We find out that Lauren's okay and that Connor is with Wesley. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then Wesley.
The whole thing was basically just to like distract them and like let Wesley get away a little bit.
Right. True. Good point. And we see Wesley here. He sees Justine across the street, as you said, in that park, the playground. You have any parks near your house?
Yeah, there's one not too far. I haven't really been to it though, but I missed my park when I lived in Brooklyn. There was a park really close to me I would go to all the time.
Is there a basketball court there?
Yeah,
I wonder if there are a lot of basketball courts in Las Vegas. Probably. But it's
I don't
probably all
know.
around in Brooklyn. Probably basketball courts all
There's
over.
basketball courts everywhere in Brooklyn. Yeah, there were like three between like my apartment and the subway, and I didn't live that far from the subway.
Hell yeah. I would hit shots at every stop on my way to the subway. I'd like challenge people one on one for $5.
You get into a pickup game at any time, basically.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Mm.
And so Wesley dies. Wesley's dead. It's crazy. R.I.P. Wesley. And then we go back to the hotel. And
Do you really think Wesley's dead?
no, he's not dead because he held his throat. He held the blood in there. I don't know. It wasn't that deep of a cut. Also, I noticed like it wasn't that crazy. But
We'll get to it.
it reminded me of in Saw, the original Saw, Danny Glover had his neck cut, and in the present day, he has like a cut mark from because it happened in the past. Because that movie's like the past and the present, you know. And so he has like a cut mark around his throat from when he got his throat slashed. I bet that'll happen with Wesley.
Probably.
Mark. But anyway, so what happens? We go to the hotel. What happened?
I don't know. You're the one with the notes.
Where we get to? Eh? Wesley's dead. We're looking for Holtz. Where'd Holtz go? Holtz wants to rename Connor, take him home to some place in Utah. Where what? Yeah, Utah.
Yeah.
and name him Stephen Franklin Thomas.
That's right. And he's like calling Connor. He says, "I'm your father." He says that to Connor.
Yeah,
And Justine is your mother.
that's right. They're their new parents.
Crazy shit.
Yeah, really, seriously. And a giant portal, Sajan shows up and a giant portal opens and he's like, go through the portal and you'll be, it's called Kortoth, apparently.
Yeah.
He's like, and you'll be in like a safe dimension or something. I don't know. So Holtz jumps in there with Connor. It's crazy. And everyone like has guns pointed at Angel. And Angel's like, no, you can't hurt me anyway. But then Angel gets a gun and points it at Lila and is like, but I can kill Lila. But everybody puts their guns down. It's crazy. I don't know what's going on. But Lila says, leave Angel to suffer. She says.
Um. Yeah. Sorry. I got a weird.
So that's the end of the episode. I felt like
Yeah.
did it in 10 minutes.
Well. Yeah. I feel like you skipped a lot, but I mean,
Feel free to help out whenever I miss something.
I don't take notes. I'm listening to your
That's
stuff.
There's no way you don't take notes.
I don't.
All right. Well, a 3 or 4. I don't know. I feel like this episode lost steam for me.
I think you're insane. This is one of my favorite episodes of Angel. I was
Help out with the good
by,
stuff. What happened? What was
I
the good
was
stuff?
shocked by how flippant you were about this whole episode.
I think it's hard doing it by myself is what it is. I can't just like talk about the way I'm feeling when I can't remember the episode.
Well, you why can't you remember the episode?
Because there was like just cutting back and forth, like Lauren and Holtz and Sajan and Wesley and Justine.
This is just
We're all after the baby.
it's arc storytelling. We're not like Angel ceases to be an episodic show and we're telling stories through huge arcs. So I mean, this is just like building up from what had been happening previously in couplet and loyalty. You got Wesley, who doesn't feel comfortable with anyone there anymore. You know, he thinks Angel's about to kill his son. Cordelia's gone. Fred and Gunn are like hooking up. They're in this like crazy Romeo and Juliet love affair, and he's just like completely alone in this. And so he makes what's ultimately an enormous decision to, I mean, do the most untrustworthy thing that someone who has complete trust can do. I mean, Wesley a season ago was in charge of Angel investigations, and now he's stealing Angel's baby. He's just kidnapping the baby. Like, what's the end game here? He thinks he's saving the baby, but I mean, he's creating an enemy out of every single one of his friends.
It's Cordelia, whom I miss dearly.
Yeah, it's a wild decision to make. You got all these different sides at once now. Lila spiked Angel's blood with his baby's blood, and it doesn't even feel like he's that mad at Lila, like, because he's so much more mad at Holtz. And then he's got this Sajan thing coming from nowhere. Like, who the fuck even is this? It's like it's coming at him from all sides, and he doesn't know where to turn. And ultimately, the real villain is Wesley.
No, he's not. He's trying to do the right thing.
I know he's trying to, but it's sort of wild. I don't know. This episode goes to such crazy places. The idea that Holtz actually gets a hold of Connor, the fact that he escapes with Connor through a dimensional portal. I remember watching this episode, and there were 6 weeks after this one without a new episode of Angel. They took like a long hiatus, and that's why Sajan at one point in the episode goes, "Have a nice summer." And I remember like those 6 weeks being torture for me.
Yeah, that does not seem fun. Buffy does the same thing, or what?
Yeah, I mean, Buffy maybe 5 weeks or something. It's a little shorter, but I remember like not even giving a shit. Like I love Buffy. Buffy's my favorite show of all time at this point, and I think this marks the moment where I realized I was more invested in Angel.
We've been talking the last few weeks like Angel's better, but I did like Buffy more this week.
I like Angel way more this week.
No, it's wedding time. Come on. That's cool. And I thought that that was Xander for a lot of the episode.
I don't know. For me, like these shows that move so incrementally, where it's 22 episode seasons, for this much to happen in the space of 40 minutes felt really new at the time. Not a lot of shows were doing
I
this.
definitely liked watching it more than talking about it. Like it was a good episode. It's just the talking about it, I didn't know what to talk about. Uh,
Yeah,
but I'll
no,
go.
no, that's fair.
But I'll go for MVP Wesley for sure.
Yeah.
LVP Lorne getting his ass kicked.
Yeah, he's got some good moments.
Who do we go though? Fred for wanting to move
Uh,
gun to Texas.
I don't know, man.
Justine for almost killing Wesley.
Everyone's good this week.
I know.
Maybe
That's
I'll
why
go with Kim.
Connor.
I didn't like that song.
Oh, come on. Maybe Lorne for making her leave her path.
Yeah,
Also,
yeah, fair enough.
I'll go Lorne.
All right, listen.
I don't want to.
I love this episode.
It's a
I'm
hard
gonna have
LVP.
I'm gonna have you read me like
Did
from
you didn't say
way
your
high up
LVP?
in my rankings. I said Kim.
Oh, you're going Kim. Well, I'm gonna go right above last week. Loyalty. I'll go 28 between Dad and Loyalty. And you're
The
gonna
fact
go.
that this isn't better than Dad.
Wasn't Darla in that episode?
No, that's the episode after Darla dies.
Well, she was in the previously on. So,
Oh my
um,
god.
I knew that would annoy you. All right. So, where do you want me to start with you?
The
Quickening.
top.
The top. Are you now or have you ever been? 5x5. Darla. That one definitely had Darla. Dear Boy. That one also definitely had Darla. Reunion. Waiting in the Wings. Lullaby. Billy. That's high, Billy. Epiphany. The Trial.
Yeah.
Sanctuary.
You could put this one above Billy.
All right. You have it 8 between Lullaby and Billy.
Yeah.
So you have it 8. I have it 28. I don't love that.
I don't either.
But all right, that's good. Great Angel episode.
Great Angel episode.